for allowing me to speak here to you here tonight. My name is Denise Potvin. I was born and raised in Woonsocket. I now reside in Burrillville. My mother still lives in East Woonsocket, in my childhood home. My family has a long history in the city going back to the early mill days. Don't I look it? As you know, the Chicago-based firm, Invenergy, Chicago, doesn't care about us, has swooped into the state of Rhode Island. I won't repeat what Ray has just told you, but they're not interested in our well-being. Invenergy, through its spokesperson, tries to tell us that this plant is desperately needed in Rhode Island, that it will benefit us through significantly reduced electricity rates, that it will bring lots of jobs to Rhode Island. Temporary, yes, but many of which are typically brought in from outside in the construction period, leaving only a handful of permanent jobs. None of the other benefits have proven to be true. At first, they tried to gain access to various town aquifers, again, as Ray explained to you, but were thankfully denied by our water boards. There is no alternative drinking water supply for Burrillville. We can't access the Situate or Woonsocket reservoirs, but that doesn't bother Invenergy in the least. Our drinking water is not their priority, and they require access to between 100,000 gallons to 1 million gallons per day to cool their turbines. Actually, we started to notice some pretty peculiar things during our college-level education to this energy siting process. Like how the Village of Harrisville Water Department attorney, Richard Sinapi, was surprisingly pushing strongly for us to sell out our water to Invenergy. Just so happens, he's also the attorney for one of the state's largest labor unions. Also surprisingly, and very interested in seeing this project go through. But most recently, I was amazed to learn, actually just today, that one of Invenergy's very own legal team, Alan Schuer of Adler, Pollard & Sheehan, conveniently happens to be an attorney for the City of Woonsocket's Water Department. So now, we get the reason why many of us are here tonight. A lot happens behind the curtain. Invenergy has hit a brick wall in their search for water and has requested a 30-day extension in their siting process in order to conduct secret negotiations in their siting process. We are aware that Woonsocket may very well be the solution to their problem, but we would like to remind you of a few things. Invenergy does not care about Woonsocket's 150-year-old water infrastructure. Invenergy does not care about Woonsocket's water quality. Invenergy and companies like it take advantage of low-income communities that cannot afford to do the right thing, or to defend themselves from corporate greed. Invenergy does not care about the health and well-being of communities where it sites its plants, and the resultant high level of surrounding pollution. By the way, they need a high pollutant permit to site themselves. It has a 50-kilometer radius of pollution. You're in it. Traffic, noise, etc. that it leaves in its wake. Invenergy does not care about Rhode Island's own 2014 Resilient Rhode Island Act. Any fossil fuel plant sited in this area will be the direct cause of Rhode Island being unable to meet its milestones, its own milestones, for lowering its level of pollution in the near future. Invenergy does not care that although Woonsocket may have sufficient water supplies today, with our current drought situation, it may not forever. This is a 40-year pact with the devil. Invenergy does not care, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, that 48% of the United States drinking water supply is used to cool power plants. Let that sit. In this current era of frequent droughts, this is frightening. Invenergy also does not care about Rhode Island, about Burrillville, or about Woonsocket. I do, by the way. I do. Invenergy does care about profits, because even though it won't benefit any of us very much, when you factor in all of the other non-monetary issues, it will actually cost us. Invenergy does care, however, about their bottom line. So my question, which was actually answered tonight when Blake Collins was asked to discuss Woonsocket's involvement in related water discussions, the answer of, at this time, there's nothing in the works, We know that that means I'm not at liberty to tell you about our discussions in this matter at this time, and I further suspect that this language also means, but you will likely hear about it after the election, when it is no longer dangerous for us to have this information out there. So, it is, I had it as a question, but it's probably an answer. It is in fact true that there are discussions occurring related to variance on this issue. The answer is clearly yes. We, your neighbors, and your residents deserve no less than the honest truth to these questions, no matter how difficult the timing may be for some parties. Not word games and not soft answers. If anybody wants to learn more about what we've been going through for this past, since March, we're not public speakers, I'm shaking over here. But Steve Alquist has a website that he posts his blog, his articles on. He's been documenting, thank you, Jesus, Steve. rifuture.org, and if you put /tag/Burville, you'll bring up a list of articles. At the bottom, it says articles in this series. You start at the bottom and work your way through our nightmare, and it will be yours if this continues. Thank you.